Welcome everyone again. So in this session, we're going to be focusing on immunity. It's going to be a lot about the idea around immune system and immunity building, and it has been, unfortunately, I guess, among the top topics in many of our lives in the past 2 years, and for some of you, maybe even longer than that. So when we look at immunity from the Qigong perspective, this is what we are doing, Qigong and traditional Chinese medicine in this class. You will see like a couple of key things. The number one thing, which is maybe the basis of the whole Qigong, Tai Chi, and all these kind of modalities, it's actually, these are arts of prevention, I would say. And prevention is the key thing. And there are sometimes like jokes, they say that you would pay to your, let's say, doctor or practitioner when you are healthy, but you would have a consistent practice or consistent maybe visits to that person. And when you get sick, you stop paying. So it's just like so much key, this sense of prevention. And I'm sure many of you know this saying about like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's already actually definitely in this culture too. But there is one thing that I really like. This is one of the very old classics in traditional Chinese medicine. And it says that it's kind of too late if you go to doctor to resolve a health situation. And it would be similar to like digging a well when you are already dying of thirst. And so it's kind of too late when you go to the doctor. And because of that, many people actually, I've heard some doctors saying, like in the Western society, a lot of times we call it healthcare, but it's actually like a sick care, versus healthcare being like maintenance of health and prevention. I don't know, we are either too busy or don't take it seriously until something really bad happens, and we don't do much. So today's practice, hopefully you can go back to it again and then see what you can do to really maintain overall better health. And before we start moving also, I would just like to mention that in Qigong and traditional Chinese medicine, there are multiple things happening. The view is slightly different from how we would approach in Western medicine, but there are similarities. The main organs are lungs, spleen and digestive system is important, liver is important, kidneys is also important very much. So we're going to be doing practices to cover all of those. One thing on the lungs, the way that the Chinese medicine, let's say, approaches to overall immunity, it sees as everything is about qi. This is about wei qi, it's called in Chinese. It's like protective, like a guardian energy. You can imagine it as if like a cloak or something, like front side, back side, like around us, back side and front and so on. So there is this kind of protective energy that sometimes gets weak because we don't really breathe deeply, or we don't eat well and get kind of good quality food and so on, because nutrition is also key in this aspect. But good, nice breathing capacity of our lungs is also very important. So we're going to be tonifying our lung qi, lung energies in today's practice. Mostly it's going to be around lungs and a little bit of the kidneys. The kidney connection comes from the support to the bones. And those of you who may be familiar with that, the main immune system cells in the body that function, this is white blood cells, they are produced in the bones. And in Chinese medicine, the main support for the bones comes from the kidneys. So that's what we're going to be towards the end, and you will see how we can do it really in a gentle way. So I will just now come into a standing position to do the move, to guide the movements. But if you would like to stay seated, please go ahead and do that. A couple of points also before we move for you when you are moving, just to keep in mind. The main lung points are right here, like under the collarbones. And the shoulder socket. There is almost like a pocket here. Those are the beginning points of the lung meridian. And they are potent in terms of its impact on overall breathing capacity and lung, let's say, circulation. There is also another point at the back, almost like, since our lungs are here, this point is like in the middle of like the back point, and we're going to be doing some practices where we're going to be opening the shoulder blades or bringing them close and so on to activate that point too. And then the lung meridian itself starts here and goes down, all the way down to the side of your thumb. And then it has a pair. Its pair is starting from the index finger going upward. So we're going to be mostly working with the arms, you will see a lot of times, and same thing, by the way, on the other side too. And we're going to be focusing on these two fingers, thumbs and index finger. And a lot of times I would remind you to be aware of that kind of connection in a way between your thumbs and so on. And then we'll do something for the kidneys as well. So let's move on, finding your place, positioning yourself, bringing yourself into this ready posture as we would like to think of in Qigong. Your feet are shoulder width apart, about. Toes are parallel to each other. Second toe especially, try to bring them together. Knees are soft. You can go maybe deeper or maybe just slight bend. So when you bend, when you soften the knees, feel your tailbone tucking gently under, and your chest is soft. Have a sense of both front of the body and then the back body is open. The spine in its natural curves, you're not completely coming flat or something, but much softer, especially the pelvis area is almost like just rotated a little bit towards the front, so you have the full length for the spine. And your neck is a little bit backward, so chin is slightly tucked in. So you can imagine almost like a thread at the top of the head. As you come into this position, beginning with this lung awareness, bring your thumb and the index fingers to face each other. Just taking a moment to almost invite your breath downwards to your lower belly area. That's lower dantian, lower energy center, let's say. In Qigong, there are 3 of those, and the lower one is really the key for our overall vitality, for overall energy. And as you now invite the breath to go deeper, you may start to feel already something between your hands or between almost like a magnetic pull between those fingers. It's okay, I mean, if you don't feel that. So just maybe just slight movement of your hands here as you are inviting the breath to come lower, slower, deeper. Being aware of your thumb and index finger. You can even like close your eyes and feel. And you can even feel the whole pathway of this lung meridian from the shoulder all the way down, like your arms, with a little bit of an angle. They're not tight or anything. Very soft holding of your hands, these fingers facing each other. And as we slowly start to move, start to just roll your shoulders. A lot of times we would start with something like that to wake up the joints. And reverse it a few times, bring them towards the front. And as we wake up different parts of the body, the sides, the area just on the sides, around the nipple line, just massage this area. Go to the kidneys, your low back, warm it up, activating the gate of life, door of life area. Having good kidney energy is really big support. Some of us are lucky from the birth. We have strong essence, as we would like to say in Chinese medicine. But for some, unfortunately, things are kind of difficult. So having this kind of an activation with kidneys is always like good to have some kind of a massage in this area. And now we're going to do tapping. This is to open overall lung energy. The points I'm going to be tapping is this beginning point of the lung meridian, and then the other point again in this nipple line, but maybe just like 1 or 2 inches below. So we're going to be tapping these points at the same time. These are also exit and entry points for the qi. And as we are working on opening the lung energy, because lung is the beginning, but the end is in the liver meridian line. And we are almost like helping the energy circulate better. Just tap, tap, tap. And I'm bringing all my fingers closer towards each other and then tapping here. And now the other side. Just tapping to those points to activate. Breath deep and nice. And slowly release. Just take a moment to bring the hands again, the fingers, thumb and the index finger. Imagine, or with your mind's eye, scan this whole lung meridian pathway. Now bring your hands at the back of your head. Now we're going to open this back point for the lung meridian again. Now your hands are just kind of interlaced at behind your head. And bring your elbows close to each other. Bend the knees maybe. And then when you inhale, hold your hands still here. A lot of times we would have this in open form. But specific to today's, we're doing it hands still at the back of the head and opening. When you exhale, bring the elbows close, maybe sink a little bit lower. When you inhale, open your elbows away. And when you do that, you will notice your shoulder blades are going to come very close to each other. If this feels kind of too much or so, maybe your hands are here, but bring the elbows close and then open, really squeeze your shoulder blades. Imagine you have lemon, maybe, or like a pen or something between your shoulder blades. And you're trying to bring them very close and activate that point. This is those of you who may know, the points at the front are front mu points, and then the one at the back is back shu point of the lungs. Let's do 2 more times. Inhale. Feel the air in the shoulder blades. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, open. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the shoulder blades and then open your arms out to the side. Relax the shoulders, widen your stance a little bit and start with this qi clearing. One hand at the front and you're changing the hands. You can move slightly from one side to the other side. Your weight is shifting from one leg to the other. It's very gentle move, and this can also be done in different formats. And as you are opening, inhaling, exhaling, almost like throwing a ball between your hands, or you may also imagine you're clearing any stagnated qi in the body, especially if you have any health concerns. You can kind of bring it into mind and take it out and let it go and like release it to the universe so that it's going to be composted. Just do that a few more times. Opening, breathing. You can add this ha sound if you like. One last time. And release the hands, open them out to the side. Become aware of, again, these 2 fingers. Your arms are open out to the side, but you're not stretching too much. Just gentle, but very much aware of this whole connective tissue in your arms. And as you exhale, release the hands. Hands come to the belly again. One more time with this awareness of these 2 fingers. And notice any sensations. We keep moving, and this will be even more like your awareness of the area of the lung meridian is likely to increase at the end of this practice. As we move this time, taking the hands up towards the sky, turn them and then face your palms are facing towards the sky, and then exhaling. You can give a slight bend into your knees, inhaling. All the way we're inhaling and holding the breath in, and then exhaling. There are many variations of this. Sometimes we would interlace the hands. If you are used to doing it that way, it's okay. But hold the breath in for a moment when you push the hands up towards the sky. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. You can continue like that, or if you would like to add, when we bring the hands up towards the sky and holding here almost like lift your heels and then release. There will be slowly, we're going to build some heat. That is going to be to have this Wei Qi, the protective Qi that I was talking about earlier, to push it out almost like outwards rather. Because a lot of times when we have things stuck inside, that energy doesn't go up or go out and around the body. As inside of the body, things get stagnated and maybe unhealthy. Lift the heels if you like. And then release. Let's do 2 more like that as we slowly start building the heat. And if you're doing all these things seated, it's all fine. That's maybe your energy level today. But becoming aware of all this arm movement and then releasing. Now we're going to go even further with this kind of arm activation. Arms are going to come up and then back. And you are lifting the arms up and then exhaling like that. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. This is also something we do a lot of times. It's about like pumping the qi. Really now like activating almost like what is inside, what is around us. Inhaling, exhaling. Making your breath as big as you want. You can make a sound as well. We'll slowly just change this a little bit, and it may kind of feel a bit awkward, but next time when you bring the hands up, with your all fingers again, tap into these lung points and then exhale. Like that. It's kind of it feels a bit weird when you transition from one to other, but we are tapping now almost like forcefully to these lung points. Like, wake up, wake up. 2 more. And now take the hands up towards the sky, lift up high. Again, become aware of these and hold here in this position, holding up the sky. And slowly release your hands in front of the belly again. Take a moment to check in. Any sensations, maybe increased flow of things, blood and lymph and everything else. Maybe more heat in the body. And as we move on with the separating heaven and earth, one arm is going up, palm is facing towards the sky, the other one is down, and then hands spiral in, and then the other hand goes up or down. You kind of change them. And when you inhale, maybe sinking low a little bit, exhale, push the palms away. You can add a little bit of a turn with your head if you want to this side, to your lower hand side, you can gaze. And to the other side. We'll do one more, something similar, but a little bit more, again, related to the arms, but maybe neck also combined. And for this one, just hold your hands in the middle, facing down. Inhale here. And when you exhale, turn the hands out to the side, turn your head to one side. Inhale back to center. Inhale to the other side. Every time when you come in, you can have the knees bent and also palms facing down. But when you open, almost like stretching your hands away and turning with your head also to one side. Exhales, opening out to the side. Let's do one each side again. Exhaling. And back to the center. This time opening, widening your stance, coming into horse stance as we would like to think of. For that also actually, let's try. So to begin with, your feet are parallel to each other, almost like touching each other. And you start to open your toes like that. One more round. One more round, and then you bring your feet parallel to each other. That's supposed to be the right stance. Sometimes I go less, sometimes shorter than that, or maybe longer than that. You can check, that's the ideal format, but feel free to adjust. Maybe you don't want to go that low, that's okay. And I would like to have my toes a little bit outward to have the knees and toes aligned. And this is going to be, as we continue with this heat building and almost pushing or guiding the energy outward, we're going to feel a little bit more heat. So opening your arms out to the side as you exhale, sinking low. Inhaling. Again, sinking low, but this time arms are pushing upward. And back to the chest area. Knees sink low. Hands push to the front. These are all coordinated with the breath. Exhaling downward. In this one, as you can see, we are moving the arms in like 4 directions. This is to guide the energy, all these like, our internal forces to spread around to the sides, to the top, and front in this one. Even though we're pushing the hands to the front, the idea is to imagine that we're covering the back as well. And then downwards. Let's do that one more time. I know it gets more on this one. If you want to just stay like maybe lightly bent, if you don't want to go low, it's all good. Pushing, widening your space, almost like widening your strength field or something. Or your aura or energy field if you think these kind of things happen. So pushing it to the front. Some of you would like to go really low, so just be my guest. One last time. And lift it up. Still stay in this relatively wider stance. Hands come again. Just take a moment as we transition. Breathe in and out. And notice again the area between the beginning point of the lung and then all the way to the thumb and then the index finger, as well as maybe rest of the body. Things are kind of moving a little bit more. This one is also one of those classical moves. It's called Great Bear Swimming. And we're going to be bending the knees a little bit and hands will go backwards and then they will come to the front. If I show it to you from the side, hips glide back, hands make a big circle. This is to cover more the back part of the body. Kind of, if imagine We are in like a big bubble, let's say, and we are strengthening our protective energies in all directions. Let's do 2 more again. And one last. And stay here as we transition one more time. This time it's going to be like a lunge. I'm just turning a little bit sideways. And when you come into the lunge position, make sure that your feet are not on the same line. This would be too tricky and balance will be challenging. So take your foot out to the side. You don't have to go deep or low, or your foot just maybe at the front. It's going to make it easier as we are now working on this back, mid-back point for the lung support, let's say. So when you exhale, bring the back of the hands in the middle as you come into the lunge, and this coming into this like opening the space between your shoulder blades. And then when you inhale, opening the arms out to the side, now bringing the shoulder blades close towards each other. And you can straighten the leg if you like. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more on this side. Exhaling. And inhaling. Just hold it here, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel this opening in the chest, and also slightly different for your arms, almost like spiraling out kind of a sensation. And exhale, and release. You can come front or back, and then move to the other side. So bring the other foot at the front. Again, the same point one more time. We're just doing the other side. Exhaling, bending maybe the knee, and inhaling, opening. Just focus on this area between the shoulder blades. And play with the position of the legs. Sometimes you can come into fully straight or maybe not. The idea is to move or focus more on the back. Front is just kind of helping. 2 more, opening. Last one. And then back. Just hold it here. And when you are ready, slowly step back or front. Bring the hands again in front of the belly. Notice, and especially this time, maybe pay attention to what you are feeling on the back of the body. Maybe a bit more awareness of this mid-back area. And now when you are breathing, can you invite the breath to expand almost like 360? Going all the way back, lower part of the body, almost this whole diaphragm area. And one more lung move. That's also one of the classical ones that we're going to be doing. Your stance is about shoulder width apart, knees are soft, tailbone just gently, softly tucked under. And then opening the arms out to the sides. And when you bring the hands up towards the sky, you can touch those 2 points. And knees bent. And same thing. Opening out to the sides. And I'm bringing the hands to face up. And these 2 fingers are touching. Inhaling. White crane soaring. That's the name of that movement. And we're going to add one more thing to this. There's no change in the movement, but those of you who would like to have, and you may remember from the healing sounds, the sound for the lungs is S. So when you are exhaling, you start to make this sound like You can keep going with this sound as much as you can. That's, you just continue. When we do this S sound, it's going to activate really the lower lobes of the lungs to help with overall breathing. And a lot of times, most of us are just shallow breathers, just like this part of the lungs is used, but we don't do anything with these lower parts. So this sound, I think, really makes a big difference. So inhaling. I can continue almost like it also, it's good to do something like that, like before you go to bed or something, because when we have longer exhalation, it really reduces the stress level and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Just stay here. And now we're gonna do just one last thing to activate all this lymphatic system, which actually our lymph doesn't have like a heart to pump the blood. So for lymph, we gotta move, you know, that's why movement is so important. And we're gonna do some tapping for that one. And there are really key group of lymph nodes right under the armpits. So with this side of your hand, take your hand, one hand up, just tap, tap, tap. And then to the other side, activating now the lymphatic system, which circulates all the immune system cells around the body. And now bring the hands, tap and slap, or just maybe with the fist hands, tap into the groin area. There are, again, these bunch of nodes here, lymph nodes. Maybe just do like that, or one at a time or something. This groin lines, basically, we are doing this. Or maybe just like that. Really activate, activate, activate. And just shake your hands now. Just shake, shake, shake. You can even just shake the body a little bit. And release. Just come into stillness again. Hands almost like connect with the thumb and then the index finger. Breathe and notice what has changed. Really go into your body. And gradually, you can keep your eyes closed for this one. Bring your hands in front of the heart. Let the palms to touch. And now when the hands touch, become aware of the bones in your hands, the fingers and metacarpal bones. And as if you are scanning your skeleton, feel the whole arm bones. From the arms, come into the shoulders, head, again, some bones around the head. Move downwards, ribs, spine in between, the legs, just like a quick scan of this whole, your inner bone network, let's say. And if things are active, if things are flowing nicely in your bone system, let's say, then the immune system, the white blood cells that are produced in those areas will also be in good shape. And now after you have this almost like a sense of this whole bone structures in your body, open your eyes if they were closed, but open your hands out to the sides now. And this is very kind of gentle opening. Feel free to sit for this also. We're going to be staying in this position for about a minute. And now when you are breathing, feel as if you are breathing through the pores of your hands and your skin, basically. And you're taking, maybe like you can call it like fresh and healthy energy from the place that you are in to fill in your bone reserves, let's say. with all this activation, even though your hands are open now, you're probably still aware of the skeleton, all the bone space. This is called bone marrow breathing in Qigong. And imagine you are really filling yourself, your whole body, from the universe around you, from the nature. If you were to do this like outside, it just feels so good. And you may even think of like, I am in Qi, Qi is in me. Things are really integrated. You can make just very simple, like small movements with your hands, as if you are really like sipping in or like sucking in this fresh, healthy energy from outside, from external world. And slowly release. Now we're going to be doing from the ground and from the sky, from the earth and the sky. So one hand is going to continue to face down. The other hand will rise up through the center line. Connect with the sky energy. I'll just move a little bit. Anything and everything in the sky you can think of, like the sky, suns, stars and everything. Make a circle with the hand and turn your hand, your palm, to face top of the head. And imagine whatever you have gathered from the sky, filling in your body. And slowly bring that hand down. In Qigong, everything is related with everything. Again, earth first, and then moving up to the sky. Making this kind of a move as if you are gathering something from the sky, bringing it through the top of the head, and then all the way down. Let's do one more time, each side. Gathering from the earth. Exhale and circle and gather from the sky. Bring it to the top of the head. And then down. Imagine you are really filling your reserves. And those of you, maybe you may have osteoporosis or something like that. This is one of the key practices in Qigong, this bone marrow breathing. We're imagining we're really filling with like natural, universal energies of our own bones. Bring it down. Now with both hands, again, just gathering it from the earth, Mother Earth underneath, lifting it up, and now touching to the sky. Gathering and slowly letting it flow through, like from the top of the head, almost like with your hands moving the all through the bones from the top of the head, all the way down. One last time, both hands moving together. Top of the head. Allow yourself to be filled. And when you are ready, really relax the shoulders. Bring the hands again in front of the belly. And breathe. Hands just moving gently. Feel yourself breathing 360. You may feel even your arms are opening out to the side. And gradually, we're gonna shorten or shrink the space, let's say, between the hands. Feel your hands may be feeling really warm right now. You may feel maybe something like an energy ball between the hands. You may feel some connection between the like midpoint of the palms. Sometimes it may feel almost like a solid thing that you may have between the hands. And slowly bring your hands closer and closer to each other. So imagine as if like when we began, it was like a basketball size, getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Almost like a pearl in a necklace. And once you have it in a way like a small size, let's say, slowly bring your hands on top of each other. You can cross the web of index and then the thumb index finger and then the thumb. Hold your hands in your lower belly. Feel the breath. This again, this 360 expansion. Notice maybe some difference in your lungs, maybe not, it's okay, but really become aware of your body breathing. The lungs are expanding and contracting. Almost pumping this protective energies from inside out. Just do a few more of those breaths. In Chinese medicine, lungs are considered almost like an external organ because they are exposed through the mouth and the nose. That's why we are wearing masks, to protect the lungs, to protect all these pathogens to coming into the body. Do one more nice breath like that while the hands are here. And slowly, when you feel ready, when you exhale, release your hands. I'm gonna stay standing, but those of you who would like to sit, please go ahead and have a nice seat. We're just gonna move a little bit more. This is also one of the, again, like classical moves to bring overall health to the body. And in this one, hands are gonna be moving, if I were to show it to you, towards the body, coming up around maybe the chest, and then reach forward. Your knees can move a little bit if you want in between. Otherwise, just staying with the soft knees. This is sometimes called like turning the wheel or microcosmic orbit. And to this, we're gonna add a few things. So inhaling, hands come closer to the body. Exhaling a little bit at the front. And exhaling. Gradually, we're going to expand. We're going to imagine, let's say not expand. The move is the same, breath is the same, but imagine this circle is around your body. So from your perineum, imagine, it's coming like this and circling, making a circle behind like the spine and so on, and then coming to the front. This level, we're kind of circling the same thing. Your hands are doing the same thing. Just imagine you're moving the energy, again, to strengthen this almost like your protective barrier. Moving slowly, as slow as possible. Really feel as if you are moving the energy from your back, inhaling, filling from the top of the head, and then exhaling downwards. Now we're going to go one more level. Now you can imagine this circle is from the basis of your feet. Same thing with the hands, but we, in a way, now enlarge the circle to cover all of us, entire body. Even though our hands don't kind of circle, but imagine we are circling maybe with your mind's eye, making a big, nice circle. And to that, you can add slowly, with every inhalation, you are almost like filling entire body with some good, nice, almost like white crystal-colored energies. And with the exhalations, release, let go things through your feet, as if like any pains in the body, any, I don't know, psychological things, any headaches. Sometimes it's very helpful even for the headaches. Going down through your feet, all the way down to the earth. Inhaling. And exhaling. Imagine you are really covering yourself with this protective shield or layer. Let's do 3 more. Microcosmic orbit. Last one. And one last time, just bring the hands in front of the belly. Feel the sensations between your hands, and let anything, any energy, any movement that you may be feeling go in towards this lower dantian area, lower belly area. Feel yourself with the vitality. Now turn your hands to face backwards for your kidneys. Relax the shoulders. It's a bit of a weird position, but just turn your hands to face towards the kidneys. And breathe. And now to the lungs. Just bring the hands in front of the lungs. And release your hands back onto, and this time while the hands, maybe the web of the index and the thumb is crossed, just circle nicely with a sense of like touching, with a sense of like, oh, I did something nice for myself. Invoke a sense of like, I did something well myself. And those of you who were sitting, just stay, continue like that. I'm just going to be sitting as well. And those of you who were standing and would like to have a seat, find your comfortable posture for another 5 minutes or so. As you sit, if it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to close. And now invoke a sense of, oh, I did something nice to myself. And then let this, maybe around your heart and chest area, let this feeling to create or encourage maybe a little bit of a smile in your face. Smiling is also great for building immune system. And as this smile, maybe slowly, it may feel a bit fake, it's all good. Maybe the sides of your mouth are just indicating, implying. Maybe it's just like imperceptible, almost like a Mona Lisa smile, as they say. Maybe your eyes, just a little bit kind of sense of smile. And feel that smiling energy slowly, this inner smile as we call it in Qigong, slowly start to cover your whole face. Relaxed, this nice energy. If you'd like to think of a color, maybe you can think of like a white crystal kind of nice color, filling your whole head. Energy flows the mind, so with your attention, slowly bringing the attention through the neck and throat area, finding the chest and heart space. Imagine again this smiling energy, this inner smile spreading through the trunk from the heart and chest, moving downward, and maybe taking time with some of the internal organs. We did something for the lungs. If you would like, or especially if you have a problem with any of the internal organs, maybe take a few moments, right side liver, left side, spleen, stomach, pancreas, and other internal organs. Let them be washed over with your attention and this white light that gives really this sense of fresh, both attention, attendance, and kind of good care. And bring the attention now towards the belly, lower belly area. Intestines, again, all the other internal organs in that area. And before we go down further now, bring the attention to your shoulders. And then let it move through your arms. Smiling energy, almost like a gentle touch or gentle hand holding or kind of caressing, just like slowly moving down, down, down through the elbows, wrists, hands. If you have any painful spots, any painful joints or so, take a little bit more time there, as if you are really sending the smiling energy into those spots. And now moving back into the trunk and from the pelvis area. Moving downwards. Letting this energy and attention to almost like penetrate to every cell of your legs as you are moving downwards. From the hip joints, through the thighs, through the knee joints, lower legs, all the way down to your feet. And notice how it feels now. Imagine your attention is covering entire body, encompassing everything. Fully embodied awareness of your whole body. With this maybe intention of covering all of the cells, letting them to be stronger, working better maybe with their immune capacity, which they already have. Feeling things spreading through your whole body. Qi, the energy is moving, blood is circulating, lymph is moving, nerves are kind of moving things around, sensations. Feel your body in its full aliveness in this present moment. Feeling or imagining your whole body filled with this attention, with this smiling, nice, hopeful energy, I would say. And gradually, when you feel ready, you can start to deepen your breath. Open your eyes, come into any stretch if you would like to. I hope your immune system, immune cells are feeling stronger after this practice. Thank you.